It is an honor to welcome my mother and the host of the Empowerment Zone RED Gala 2026, Tatiana Gutsu, and her lovely husband, Robert.
Welcome to the Tatiana Gutsu Foundation Second Annual Empowerment Zone RED Gala 2026. RED represents resilience, courage, and bravery. We are here tonight to celebrate our achievements. Allow the color red to encourage and inspire you to achieve your gold medal moment, empowering you to take control of your life and celebrate this moment and movement as you are surrounded by success. The Empowerment Zone is where passion fuels purpose, ignites success, and transforming your dreams into your timeline. Tonight you will hear live stories, events, tools, and strategies to build your confidence and navigate challenges in life, workplace, and beyond. Tonight you will hear fresh perspectives. We will challenge assumptions, and you will be pushed to think bigger. Tonight you will connect to a community of like-minded women. You will hear from women who've shattered glass ceilings, defied expectations, and they will show you what's possible.
It is truly an honor to welcome you all to the Empowerment Zone tonight. This is a space dedicated to encourage, inspire, and celebrate the strength, confidence, and bravery of every person in this room. To step into the leadership, the strength to overcome barriers, and the commitment to support local, international communities. Tonight, we're not just gathering for an event. We're creating a movement, one that amplifies powerful voices, foster confidence, and build a future where every child, woman, and man thrives. Throughout this evening, you will hear life stories of resilience, gain valuable insights, and connect with incredible women who are making a difference in this community and industry around the world and making a powerful blueprint of kindness, care, hope, and love. You will leave here not only inspired, but equipped with the tools and connection to step into your own power. So let's open our minds, encourage one another, and embrace the incredible energy in this room. Together, we're unstoppable. Welcome to a night of the empowerment.
This is the time, this is the place. Get up, jump up and celebrate. You are the one. Come and celebrate success through all the ups and downs of life. It's your time to stand and shine, 'cause you are the one. All those dreams you have inside, don't give up, it's time to rise.
Okay, I don't know how to follow that. My wife, she's always amazes me. It is my honor to present the master of the ceremony for this incredible evening and movement, Miss Erica Camille. She is a business development manager for the Greater Farmington Area Chamber of Commerce, integrative nutrition health coach, and a transformation coach.
Good evening, everyone. It's both a pleasure and an honor to be here with you this evening. The pleasure is immense to be able to be your master of ceremony. So I want to thank Tatiana Gutsu for seeing me fit for this role. Like mother, like daughter is the theme for this evening. Both roles can be challenging. I like to remind mothers that their role is powerful, is potent. They are the bridge to the next generation. And to stay strong and remember that the fruit of your labor may not be seen immediately. We have tireless nights, long days, a lot of hats that we wear, and a lot of work that can be done. But hopefully you can look at your daughter if you brought her with you this evening, or when you go home this evening, and just remember that she will never, ever forget everything that you pour into her. So keep up the good work. Also, for daughters, for the young women in the room, it could be challenging growing up in this day and age as well. A lot of fears, a lot of things that seem like they need to be conquered. I love the quote that Tatiana embodies for her foundation. It says, to be successful, be brave enough to conquer your own fears by continuing to challenge yourself. So to the young daughters that are in the room, I challenge you to stay true to your values. Please don't let society define who you are. Look to your mother, look to the women that value you and that support you, and know that everything will be just fine. The mission of the Tatiana Gutsu Foundation is empowering. It's to help less fortunate families, children, and adults around the world. And this foundation is doing just that. They're providing books, sporting goods, food, clothing, and funds for children near and far. Near right here in this area, and far being Ukraine, and also Uganda. Your work is noted, Tatiana. People around the world are noticing you and recognizing your hard work and value. And I just encourage you to keep it up. Everyone in this room supports and appreciates what you're doing, and we're sharing a good word about your foundation. Love, power, and respect reverberates throughout the world because of you, Tatiana. Congratulations. Please welcome to the stage Sherry Turnbull and her daughters Coco and Sienna as they share a heartfelt and inspirational message honoring the powerful bond between mothers and daughters.
Thank you for having me tonight, Tatiana. I am Sherry Turnbull. I am a Master of Social Work, and I've been working as a professional model and actress for the last 30 years, appearing in commercials, film, and print and social media campaigns. But my greatest accomplishments are my husband, Scott, and my 4 beautiful children. My oldest daughter had the luck to have Tatiana as her coach, and Tatiana took her to the 2023 AAU National Championships. When Tatiana asked me to speak about the mother-daughter bond, I questioned my credibility at first. And I thought, well, I do have a master's in social work, so I've studied human behavior, and I have the experience of raising 2 daughters. So I think I have a little bit to say. So I wrote down a few things, and I'd like to share those with you. The bond between a mother and daughter is one of life's most powerful, complicated, and sometimes dramatic relationships. A mother is a daughter's first home, the first voice she knows, the first arms to teach her what safety feels like. She is the mirror where a daughter begins to see herself, her strength, her softness, and her spark. And whether she realizes it or not, A daughter carries pieces of her mother with her everywhere she goes, in the way she comforts a friend, in the way she stands up for herself, and in the way she loves. But this bond just isn't tender. It's transformative. It stretches. It bends. It survives slammed doors, teenage silence, fierce independence, minced words, and the growing pains of becoming two separate women. There are seasons when a daughter pulls away to find her own voice. And then there are seasons when she circles back, seeing her mother not just as a mom, but as a woman, strong, imperfect, and resilient. What makes the mother-daughter bond so extraordinary is that it evolves. One day, a mother is tying shoelaces and wiping tears, and years later, she's listening to her daughter's advice and being comforted by her words. How powerful is that? It is a relationship that's built on relevant history, inside jokes, hard conversations, sacrifices that often go unseen, and love that rarely needs to be explained. It is knowing someone so deeply that even silence speaks. And perhaps the greatest gift of this bond is this: a daughter learns who she is because a mother showed her who she could be. And a mother sees her legacy, not in her daughter's accomplishments or accolades, but in the woman her daughter becomes. The bond between mothers and daughters is not perfect. It's real, it's layered, it's lifelong, and above all, it's love in its purest form, steady, fierce, and forever.
Please welcome to the stage our highlight speaker, Angelina Halpern. Angelina is a registered social worker and IASIS neurofeedback provider in Canada, dedicated to helping clients, especially immigrant women, build confidence, overcome challenges, and step powerfully into their goals.
Hello and welcome. I came here from Canada, so basically I'm your neighbor. First, I want to thank Tatiana Gutsu for this opportunity. Being here with you tonight, it's my honor and privilege. Tonight, I'll talk about holistic approach to mental health. What is mental health? It means different things for different people. Some will say that mental health, it's a presence of illness like anxiety disorder or depression. Others will say it's the way how I feel emotionally. How I see mental health, I see it as a dimension of one's thinking, feeling, and acting that allows to increase ability to navigate challenges and enjoy life. It is emotional and spiritual well-being. Simply, it's mind, body, and spirit connection. When one of these domains is out of balance, others feel it and try to compensate, to restore the balance. This is where holistic approach comes. First, I would like to talk about mind. Traditional therapy still is very important approach in addressing mental health issues. Evidence-based therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, trauma-informed therapy, psychodynamic, they all help individuals to process unresolved experiences, to explore patterns, and develop strategies that help cope. However, sometimes knowing and insight is not enough to deal with deeply ingrained trauma. Here comes the body. Our body keeps and stores stress, trauma, emotional history. I want to share a little experience from my practice. Recently, I had an opportunity to work with a teenage boy. He had childhood trauma, and he spent years and years in therapy trying to resolve it. Unfortunately, his behavior stayed the same, but he could recite all those therapies and ace them. So here comes neurofeedback. It's a perfect tool to work with someone with who traditional therapy didn't work. Neurofeedback is nonverbal, non-invasive therapy that works directly with brain and central nervous system. What it does, it connects, aligns, and balances brain and central nervous system. And as the result, instead of reacting, people respond. And in the case with this boy, after only 20 sessions, he was able to regain control over his emotions and not act out, and was able to go back to school and enjoy the life. And I have many more experiences like that. And also, I would like to mention hypnotherapy. It's another alternative to traditional therapy, and it's also a great tool. Simply, it's communication of our conscious with unconscious, which allows to access our deep patterns, reshape trauma response, and just achieve so many different goals. And also, I want to mention about spirituality, which is not the same as religion. I see spirituality as connection with your inner self, with your core. And in my practice, I use energy work, like Reiki, somatic modalities, breath work, and all these therapies, part of the holistic approach. And what's important to mention that holistic approach doesn't reject traditional and conventional care. It only expands it, and it allows to see a person behind the diagnosis. And it asks the question, what does this person need to feel whole? And remember that everyone is unique, and one size doesn't fit all. Maybe one person needs just cognitive strategies. Maybe another person needs just training the brain and calming central nervous system, or maybe something else. Holistic approach allows us to empower every individual and not just help them to survive, but thrive. Thank you so much.
Before we continue, I would like to take a moment to sincerely thank our incredible donors and sponsors: Tapper's Jewelry, Fruits and Roots, Schuler Bookstore, Kate Spade, Back of Bottle Hair Products Company, Andrea's Seed Oils Company, Laser Skin Company. Your generosity and belief in this mission make tonight possible. And now it's time for a little fun. Please reach under your chair and look for a lucky number. If you find one, you may be walking away with a special gift tonight. Do we have a winner? Congratulations. Now at this time, we will present the Tatiana Gutsu Hero Award. Jeanette Chapman is receiving the Tatiana Gutsu Hero Award. Jeanette has endured multiple surgeries and continues to fight with extraordinary strength and unwavering faith. She is a powerful example of resilience, courage in never giving up, trusting in God through every challenge. Tonight, we proudly honor her inspiring spirit on receiving the Tatiana Gutsu Hero Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeanette Chapman.
Wow, Tatiana, you really surprised me. Yes, Tatiana inspired me too. I know Tatiana for many years, and she keep fighting as a woman that start the foundation. As a woman, I myself will have 5 daughters and 1 son. So when Tatiana stands like that as a woman of power, she really inspired me. And thank you for choosing me tonight.
Next, please welcome to the stage a very special guest, the Mayor of Farmington Hills, Teresa Rich. We are honored to have you with us tonight.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Teresa Rich, and I'm honored to serve the 83,167 residents of Farmington Hills who put their head on a pillow in that city every night. And I bring you greetings from the city next door to where we sit this evening. You know, we have 2 arms for a reason, my friends. We have 1 arm because we need to be strong, and we need to pull ourselves up, but we have another for a really important reason, too. And we have that other arm because that's what we use to help bring up others who follow us, to bring up others who are alongside us. And I ask you today to remember we have both. During these very fractured times in our country, it's easy to get caught up in what is wrong. Tonight is such a gleaming example of everything that is good and strong and supportive. And I am such a Tatiana Gutsu fan, as are we all. And so I wish you a night of inspiration and joy, and meet 2 people you did not know when you came in this evening. And make sure you get their numbers, because that's how we build community. Thank you so much, Tatiana, for bringing me here this evening, and have a wonderful evening.
Please welcome to the stage our keynote speaker, Triona Sheeran. Triona is an internationally recognized Irish clinical and intuitive therapist, specializing in consciousness, trauma, and deep transformation. She has been featured on Amazon Prime and on Journeys into the Soul on Gaia, along with numerous global media appearances. Tonight, she brings her powerful insight and transformational message to us. Ladies and gentlemen, Triona Sheeran.
Tatiana's right. It is much brighter up here than I thought. So thank you for welcoming me to your beautiful state of Michigan. This is the first time for me. Unfortunately, I think I brought the Irish rain with me, so deepest apologies. Every single person has trauma, and I'm going to talk a little bit about trauma because I absolutely believe that we cannot achieve empowerment without letting go of what's holding us back. In fact, Nietzsche said that he absolutely believes that pain is needed in order for transformation. Pain is needed in order to transform like a butterfly, to be who you were born to be. I believe that everything is possible. I believe in the power of the mind, the power of the body, and I absolutely, 100% with every ounce of my soul and my being, believe we are here to be happy. That's what I believe, and I want you to believe that too. So trauma isn't a big, booming abuse in childhood. It's not something that's obviously always obvious. It can be what you perceive to be trauma, an incident or an event that you have been holding on to since childhood. In fact, all trauma starts between 0 and 9. That's a fact. So it can be triggered in your later life. It can be triggered by the person who skips in front of you, when they're getting the coffee, or whatever incident, somebody talking behind your back. They're the triggers. But it all starts between 0 and 9. And they can be tiny little instances. The subconscious mind is the part of you that controls the body, is the part of you that controls your creativity, your imagination, is the part of you that holds all the emotions, but it doesn't record time, unfortunately, and it's not logical. So you cannot argue your way out of a situation, a feeling, an emotion. All emotions are true and real. So I had a client called David, permission to share, 33, very handsome, very cute, very abundant, worked in finances, and yet he had this problem. And the problem was he could not commit. He couldn't commit to any relationship past 3 months. His heart went into fight or flight, adrenaline coursing through his body, and he just had to escape. So by the time he got to me, he was just sick of it. He wanted a family, he wanted a lasting relationship. So all we did was follow the thought all the way back and back and back into his childhood. He was 3 years old, very loving family, and he was going from the bike to the starter bike to the adult bike. What do you call them, Tatiana? With the little scooters. Yeah, so they were taking off the training wheels, and Dad said to him, "You got this, trust me. You're going to be fine, nothing can happen to you." But of course, what happens, he falls it off, he scrapes his elbow. But his subconscious mind, logically, said, "You know what, you can't ever trust anyone ever again. You can never be out of control ever again." So what he did is he formed that, he amplified it, and that rippled into his relationship. He's now married with 3 kids for 10 years. So this is how we store these thoughts, these processes, these emotions. This is how they rule our lives. So how can we be empowered? How can you live your best, authentic self if the programs of probably your parents, I'm sorry everyone, I'm a parent, is holding you back? What if who you are today is a direct result of your programming? Teachers being bullied, abuse, alcoholic parent, arguing in the house, financial difficulties, they all play a role in who you are now, but more importantly, they play a role in how you act and what you think and what you do. But the amazing thing is, and this is fabulous, it can be changed. Nothing is permanent, everything can be changed. Greatness is only achieved by the deepest suffering, and I believe that, absolutely 100%. And the other thing is, we often don't even know we're carrying trauma. I mean, it's a word. Look, we all know trauma, right? We all heard of it. But it's so hard to relate it to ourselves. So when I was young, I believed everything was possible. I would stare at a pencil for hours, trying to get it to move with my mind. I'd stare at the sky. I felt different. I felt lost. I felt alone. I had a very loving family, lots of friends. There was absolutely no reason in this planet for me to form any deep trauma response, but I did. So what I did is I wanted to get approval of others, approval of my family. So I went and did sciences, computing science. I was very high up in the corporate world. In fact, I excelled. I did fabulous, working 90-hour weeks. When all of a sudden I went into renal failure. My kidneys stopped working. I became very, very, very sick. And I looked in the mirror and I had to pause. My body made me stop. I said, no more, we're not doing this anymore. And when I looked in the mirror, I really, really didn't like me. I wasn't the best mother, I wasn't the best wife, I wasn't even a good friend. More importantly, I had changed who I was to fit into a male environment, to a more masculine environment. I lost myself. I lost that little girl who would stare at the stars. And I said, no, that's it. So I was given 11 years on dialysis where I could come back, start chipping away, coming back to who I am, what I'm here for. And I started liking myself again. How can we be empowered if we don't even like ourselves? So then in 2015, in 2 weeks' time, it will be the 11th anniversary, I got my kidney transplant. It was amazing. 10 million to 1 statistical chance. 10 million to 1. Everything is possible. When all of a sudden my husband died at home, fit, healthy, barely drank, exercised every day, didn't smoke, and he just dropped out of a heart attack. So once again, I looked in the mirror and I said, oh, why is this happening to me? Am I cursed? Is it karma? Am I a bad person? And in the mirror, I had this major aha moment, and I thought, how can I heal? How can I heal myself when I'm not listening? I'm not looking at the patterns. And I realized that nothing's happened to me, it's happening with me. Every single choice in my life that I have ever made has led me to that point. Every single choice, either before as a soul or in my consciousness, or every decision, every action. So I decided, thinking and realizing, what can I learn from this? What gift can his dying give to me now? And I realized, you know what? This is it. This is it. Love, self-love. I have never truly loved myself until that point, 39 years old. Imagine, 39 years, never, ever, ever feeling true self-care, self-love, until that day. I'm okay, this is it. So Rumi, if anyone has ever heard of Rumi, said that through love, pain is the medicine. True love, pain is the medicine. And for me, my pain was my grief, but my medicine was my self-love. So we cannot change a behavioral pattern. Can't, it's impossible, without first identifying that you have a pattern, right? So addictions, all addictions, poverty mindset, toxic relationship, narcissistic relationships, all of these patterns are indicating that a program that is not yours is holding you back. And why not cultivate your own life? Why not create the reality that you want? I want my own reality. You want your own reality, and it's in your grasp. Everything is possible. Thoughts like I should, I need to, I have to, all these thoughts, again, that's a program. That is not your program. That came from school, or it came from an influencer like your parents in your lifetime between 0 and 9. You don't have to do anything. I mentioned addictions and I mentioned the thought process, but what about the ability to say no? I had to work really hard on that one. No, without feeling bad about it. And no is just it's a full sentence, nothing needs to come after. So the ability to say no and to have boundaries is the biggest one that everyone's going to learn. But the body. So the body follows the mind, that's a fact. So by listening to your body, insomnia, teeth grinding, IBS, pain in the hands, pain in the knees, these are all statistical medical indicators that you are holding trauma, you're holding someone else's patterns in your life. So how can we be empowered when someone else is living our life? We can't, it's impossible. But the great and amazing thing is the brain is neuroplastic. It loves, and I mean loves, new thought processes. So very simply, by addressing what you feel, if any of these tick the mark, by addressing any of these, you can change them very easily. And I have a 3-step process. It's very easy for you today. One, identify any of these patterns: addictions, pain in the body, limiting beliefs, limiting thoughts, lack of boundaries, narcissistic relationships. 2, take the phrase that you're saying and simply reverse it. If I was saying, I can't run that marathon in Dublin next year, I'm going to say, I am and I can. I am and I can, two of the most powerful words your subconscious will absorb. And then the most important thing is put action into it. You cannot achieve anything without putting action into it. The subconscious loves that. It's going to love you for that. But if I can leave you with this thought today, doctors told me I'd never live to 50. So it's not going to happen. I turned 50 2 weeks ago. So. And should I choose to, I might live another 50 years. Let's see. Everything is possible. I have seen miracles. I have seen people accessing memories from the womb. I have seen people accessing memories and information that they have been holding within themselves for a long, long time. Everything is possible. Don't allow anyone to take your dreams. You get to decide your future. Not me, not anyone else, you. You get to decide what you want your body to look like, to feel like. You get to decide. So Tatiana, thank you so much for helping everyone and myself on this journey of empowerment. It's the most important thing we can possibly do as a beautiful collective consciousness here. Thank you so much.
So next, coming to the stage, we have Arlene Eastwood. And Arlene has been nominated as a new Tatiana Gutsu Foundation Ambassador, recognized for leadership, heart, and a commitment to making a meaningful difference. We are proud to celebrate this next step in her journey. So come talk to us, Arlene Eastwood.
Thank you so much. I was unaware of this, so it caught me by surprise. I am so proud to be a part of not only the Tatiana Gutsu Foundation, but I also help with the gym as well. I don't feel I deserve this, but it's okay. I myself have been in some rough times, and it was Tatiana who helped me through, actually. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in August, and I've had a double mastectomy, so I'm on the mend. And it was Tatiana who actually helped me and encouraged me and kept me positive through the whole thing. So without her, I would not be standing up here today. So Tatiana, thank you so much.
We have another lovely lady coming to the stage to speak to her. Her name is Lieve Olivera. Lieve is an international gymnastics judge who has officiated at European and World Championships and Olympic trials. She serves on the board of the International Gymnastics Hall of Fame and is respected worldwide for her expertise and integrity. A sports entrepreneur and certified pickleball instructor, she helped introduce pickleball to Special Olympics Florida, expanding opportunity and inclusion through the power of sport. Lieve would not stop until pickleball was picked up in the Special Olympics. She's a dynamic woman, and she's coming to us now. Lieve Olivera.
And I love coming to Novi because I'm from Florida and I get to wear my winter coat here. The greatest lessons that I have learned from leadership, I learned at the University of Life, L-I-F-E. Although I was always in a position of leadership as a teacher, as a judge, as a board member of the International Gymnastics Hall of Fame, I always questioned myself. And I always said, how can I do better? How can I be a better leader? How can I get the the best out of the depth of the heart or the soul of a student, an adult, a teenager, a child. And you know how we all have those aha moments? Well, I'd like to share something with you. Can everybody hear me clearly? Wonderful. I love teaching Special Olympic athletes. They are an absolute joy. They wear their heart on their sleeve, but they can also be a challenge, no different. So every week I volunteer and I teach pickleball to Special Olympic athletes. When they can hit a ball over the net, it's joy all around. They are happy. They are smiling. I have one student, and I'm going to call it Kevin's story, because it was so significant. Kevin came to my class. He was severely intellectually challenged. He was severely also physically challenged. Kevin couldn't really walk more than 3 steps or very, very slowly. However, when I put music on for warm-up, Kevin started dancing. He was moving, he could move, but when the music stopped, Kevin stopped. Kevin was also, he could only see maybe some colors. His sight was severely affected. Kevin could hear somewhat, but Kevin could not speak. He could not speak one word. He was with me for about 3 or 4 seasons. One day, Kevin comes in, and Kevin didn't want to play. He wanted to sit on the sideline. So I looked, and I went over to Kevin, and I said, Kevin, you don't want to play? He nodded his head. Okay, so I went back to my group. 5 minutes later, I tried again, and I tried to communicate. Maybe he could show with some language what was going on. So I said, Kevin, you don't want to play today? Absolutely not. He was sulking. He put his head down, and that was it. So I went back to my group, and all of a sudden, a few minutes later, I see Kevin standing in front of me, but I noticed that I had given him originally a green paddle to play with, because we all give them paddles, you know, they loan them from us. And there he was, and he was holding a black paddle. And I looked, and I went, aha. And I said to Kevin, Kevin, you love a black paddle. And he went, he nodded his head. And I thought, wonderful. I mean, Kevin wants to play with a black paddle. So at the end of the lesson, it was the last lesson of the season before holidays. And Kevin was walking out, but he was just hesitating, and he kept looking at me. And all of a sudden, he came to me, and Kevin was not a big hugger. Kevin was always cautious. He was always checking people out. But he came to me, and all of a sudden I thought, I'm going to do something here. I grabbed the black paddle, I took a marker, and I put his name on it, Kevin. And I put it in the little, you know, the little sports bags. And I said, Kevin, you like a black paddle? And he says, I said, well, do you have a Christmas tree at home? I knew he did. He lived in a home with several others. And I said, well, Kevin, this is for you. You put that under the Christmas tree. This is for you. Kevin came to me. He gave me the biggest bear hug. And he spoke. He said, I love you. And I stood there. I will never, ever forget that moment. It was barely audible. It was so powerful. I went home a little bit later, and I remember I'm driving with the car, and I am in tears. I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm thinking, what a moment. And then I am thinking, what actually happened there? What made Kevin say those 3 words from the depth of his soul? And I knew that I had simply listened to the words that were unsaid. Kevin was speaking to me, but I had to listen to the silence. Have you ever listened to silence? We all talk all the time. We all talk. We listen to words. We go on Twitter, Google, AI, Instagram, Facebook, FaceTime, phone. I can go on and on and on. But have we lost the art of really, really listening? And I think that I simply listened to Kevin. What was he trying to convey to me? Okay, he loved the black battle, like everybody else. We all like a certain color. I like red. Thank you, Tatiana. Now, I had listened to a voice that had been silenced, that had never been heard. And I had listened to the silence and let the power of the silence speak. And I had heard it. And Kevin, what did he do? He reciprocated. And why? Why did he reciprocate? Simply because he was seen and he felt it. He was heard, listened to, and he sensed it. He was acknowledged and he knew it. He was in a safe space. We provided him a safe space, and he reciprocated because his authenticity had been touched. Sometimes it's purely listening to the power of silence that makes us move. Kevin had never spoken, yet he uttered 3 simple words: I love you. Now I have a question for everyone in the audience. Don't we all have a little bit of Kevin inside us? Don't we all want to be heard, seen, acknowledged, loved? Sometimes it just takes a simple act of truly listening to the silence that speaks loudest. It's powerful. And at other times, it's just simple words that hit the bullseye of our thoughts. With kindness, always, and also with strength and with purpose. We are all leaders. Everyone in this room, also those little beautiful girls here, one day you will all be in a position of leadership. As leaders, we persistently strive to reach the heart of a child, an athlete, a student, of each other, framed with courage, with strength, and with intention. And when we touch a heart, we know it, because it is reciprocated and it flows from the authentic gut of the soul. Just like Kevin did. He was heard, he was seen, he felt safe, and he was loved. And that is the greatest gift we can give each other. I love you.
It is a pleasure to welcome a very special guest and nominee of the Tatiana Gutsu Excellence Award to the stage next. She is the founder of Be Humanitarian, a woman whose compassion and leadership are creating real change in the lives of children and families around the world. Proudly nominated by Linda Smart Brown, founder and president of Kids Read Uganda Foundation, tonight we recognize her dedication, integrity, and global impact. Please join me in welcoming Toby Spears to the stage to receive her Tatiana Gutsu Excellence Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Toby Spears.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here. Linda is the kindest person I know, and we've been lucky enough to know each other for nearly a decade now, and I love her dearly, so thank you very much. We flew from Utah. This is my first time in Michigan. We had a lovely day today, even without water in the hotel. And Be Humanitarian changes lives. So the invitation tonight is for you to find anything that speaks to you, find a project, find the Tatiana Gutsu Foundation, find something that speaks to you, and get out there and make a difference in the world. Thank you.
Next, we have Valerie Kondos Field coming to the stage. Known as Miss Val, she is the former head coach of the UCLA Bruins women's gymnastics for 29 years and a 7-time NCAA champion. A dynamic TED speaker, she is celebrated for her athlete-first leadership. And also celebrated for her inspiring approach to building champions in sport and life. I've been enjoying this woman all day. Bring it, Miss Val.
How many of you actually like seeing yourself in a video? Please. What I want to do right now is choreograph an impromptu flash mob, but that was not on the program, so I won't do it. As you heard, I was the head coach of UCLA Gymnastics for many, many, many years. And the most fun thing, especially for you young girls out there, where do all your daughters go? Are they outside playing? Okay, I won't yell at them. Is that I've never done gymnastics. I've never had a gymnastics lesson. So I retired from, I'm sorry, it's really bright up here. I retired from coaching at UCLA in 2019. And ever since then, I get the same question over and over and over again. How did you even get to UCLA? And I'd never really thought about that. But when I started thinking about it, it's a really fun story that I'd love to share with you. When I was little, I was 5, went to the doctor, and they said, you have scoliosis. And the doctor said, put her into ballet. So my parents put me into ballet. I hated ballet. I wanted to be a gymnast. So I would go in my backyard and teach myself how to do gymnastics, and I sucked. But in my mind, I would stand up and I would salute, like to Lieve Olivera, the judge, and I was the Olympic champion like Tatiana Gutsu. So I get to high school. This is all 100% true. I get to high school. I grew up in California, and all the cool kids at my high school are going to UCLA on a full ride scholarship. And I told my mom, I'm like, I'm going to go to UCLA on a full ride scholarship. And my mom says, you don't do sports. And I'm like peeing in my Cheerios, right? I'm like, Mom, I'm going to go to UCLA on a full ride scholarship. And she was like, great, have that dream. Out of high school, I did not go to college. I danced professionally. I was 22 years old. I'm in class putting on my pointe shoes. And the dancer next to me says, I hear UCLA needs a dance coach for their gymnastics team. My dream school, dance coach, I got that, for the gymnastics team. I have been preparing for this my entire life. So without any hesitation, I found out who the head coach was. I picked up the phone and I made the ask. And I will never forget when he said, "I am so sorry." And my heart dropped. And he said, "I do not have any money for this position. But if you haven't gone to college, I can give you a full ride scholarship, just like I do our student athletes." Isn't that a cool story? How did it happen? It happened because I wasn't afraid to dream. And for some reason along the way of growing up, we lose our capacity to dream. We don't give ourselves permission to even start to dream. And I wasn't afraid to summon the courage to step through the door when the universe said, "All right, let's see what you got." And the dancer next to me said, "I hear UCLA has an opening for a dance coach for the gymnastics team." I made the call. Fast forward, I get to UCLA, I'm the choreographer. I love it. Valentina's husband and I were in the same history class together, and I got to ride from history class to gymnastics practice on the back of his motorcycle every Tuesday and Thursday. I was the coolest girl on campus, because he's hot. Fast forward, 1989, I get a call into the athletic director's office, and she says, "We're going to be making a change with our head coach, and we would like for you to be our new head coach." And I laugh out loud, and I said, "Do I have to remind you, I don't know the first thing about gymnastics." And we called her the Ice Queen. She said, "I trust you'll figure it out." I'm like, okay. I want to pause here. This is 1989. This is 20 years before social media became prominent. And I'm really sad to have to admit to myself that had social media been around, there's a really, really good chance I would not have accepted that position. Simply for fear of what people would have said about me on social media, the obvious ridicule and hate that I would have gotten on social media. When I think back at my career, I got to UCLA in 1982, had this incredible career. I'm teaching a master's course in leadership there. I'm here speaking with all of you. My entire adult career would have been totally different simply because I was giving so much power to other people's opinions who didn't even know me. It's called FOPO, fear of other people's opinions. But the good news is this is 1989. So the athletic director says to me, "I'll trust you figure it out." And I go, "All right, I'll accept the job. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'll accept the job." And the very next words out of my mouth are, "How long do you think it's going to take me to lead our team to a national championship?" Big, bold, crazy statement, right? But as you all know, you don't go into life saying, "I'm going to be mediocre." Like, 'cause I was told this story to Caitlin Ahashi, and she looked at me like, "You really said that?" I said, "Caitlin, you didn't train to finish third. You trained to win. Why am I going to accept a job of being the head coach of UCLA gymnastics to finish in the top 10? I'm going to figure it out." It was big, bold, audacious, and truly crazy. The guy that they had fired that was the head coach before me, he'd actually been a gymnast and had coached really great gymnasts, and he hadn't won a championship. And ballerina girl is going to come in and figure it out. So my question for all of you, here we go. Coach Val's coming out. What's your big, bold, borderline crazy dream that you've put on hold, that you've put in the back of your mind? What is that thing that you've told yourself, "I don't have enough time. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the resources"? It's all a bunch of lies, first of all. What lies are you believing that is keeping you from living into who you were born to be? And why is this important for us to even think about? I'm going to tell you why. There have been about 180 billion people, thank you, ChatGPT, that have lived on planet Earth. And of those 180 plus billion people, there's never been another you. And when you're gone, there will never be another you. You are here for a specific reason, for a specific purpose, with unique dreams that only you have been given. And you may say, well, Miss Val, you had a dream of winning a national championship. Every coach, every athlete on the planet has that dream. True. But it's the how. How did I go about doing it that made it unique to me? And your big, bold, audacious, borderline crazy dream, it can be anything, as long as it is authentic to you and makes your heart sing. You may be wanting to go climb a mountain. You may be wanting to summon the courage to do Wednesday night. I think you guys do Wednesday night karaoke anyway. But other people in the room may be wanting to summon the courage to do Wednesday night karaoke. You may want to start a podcast. You may want to write a book. You may want to run a marathon. You may want to challenge Lieve Olivera to becoming the next pickleball champion. What is that thing that makes your heart, that ignites inside of you, that you have suppressed, but it's still there? And why is it important that you start thinking about that? Because whether you believe in creation or evolution, God or the universe, neither God nor the universe thinks small. So you were not created to think small. And I can honestly say, I do not believe that one person in this room is living up to the full potential that we were created to be. So I want you to think about this in another context. I live in the South now, so I say all y'all all the time. I love it. All y'all have heard of the acronym GOAT, right? Greatest of all time. Who's a GOAT? Who's a GOAT? Tatiana is a GOAT. Who else is a GOAT? Who? That's it? Just Tatiana? Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Who else is a GOAT? Simone Biles is a GOAT. Who else is a GOAT? Wait a minute, what? Okay, how about Mother Teresa? You know, how about Gandhi? How about one of your parents? Being the greatest of all time isn't something that someone says about you, and it's not about a medal or a ring. Being the greatest of all time is you living into your full potential as the human being that you were created to be. So I'm inviting you to be your own GOAT. And we're leaving this with the Miss Val Challenge. Okay, are you all in? Just say yes. Okay, thanks. So this is how it's going to go. You guys back there are going, oh God, this is what it was like to be on her team? Yes, it was. Just say yes. The Miss Val Challenge is this. When you get in bed tonight, Miss Val Challenge is go through your day and give yourselves a pat on the back. Give yourselves an attaboy and attagirl for the things you're really proud of that you did. How kind you were to someone. That random act of kindness you did. The kind things you said to yourself in your head. Then think about the things you could have done better, because none of us are perfect. We can always get better. And then think about what tomorrow is going to be and look like. A little bit different, just 1% different, to live into you being the best version of yourself you've ever been tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, you're going to go through the same thing. You're going to take some quiet time, and you're going to have a little debrief about what you did well and what you can improve on. And so imagine, as in athletics, we talk about get 1% better every day. If you chalk up those little 1% every day, imagine what you're going to be like this time next year. So this is how the Coach Val Challenge is going to go. I'm going to say, team, huddle up. And we're going to huddle up. And then I'm going to say, be your own GOAT. Challenge extended. And you're going to go, challenge accepted. And you can either mic drop, or you can like high five, or you guys can rip your shirts off. Buttons flying. You got it? Do you understand the challenge? Love it. All right, team, huddle up. Oh, God, that's pathetic. Huddle up. Let's go. No, like stand up, huddle up. Jeez Louise. You can either come with me or you can get with your own table. Think about what living into the best version of yourself is going to look like these next 24 hours. Where's the camera? There we go. Coach Val Challenge. Challenge extended. Challenge extended. Woo!
We have another Gutsu coming to the stage. This will be Anthony Gutsu, the son of Tatiana. Anthony?
Please join me in welcoming an extraordinary woman, a devoted mother, a loving wife, an amazing champion, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a world motivator, and a powerful keynote speaker. My greatest inspiration, my mother, Tatiana Gutsu.
I am dedicating this speech to my mother, since my father and my mother is no longer with us, and I am not in the status of a child anymore, and it took a minute to adjust to the new status, being as an adult. But this special speech that I created will let you understand what love is and how it impacts my life. The gold medal moment. Before I speak as an Olympian, before I speak as a coach, before I speak as a leader, tonight I speak as a little girl of my past who was loved. And if you listen closely, you might hear your own inner child listening too. For most of my life, the world believed my gold medal moment was standing on the Olympic podium. Lights, music, applause. And yes, that moment was unforgettable. But with me, life gently whispered deeper truth to me. That moment did not create me. Love created me. Inside every strong adult lives a child who once needed reassurance. You are safe. You are enough. I love you no matter what. I was blessed because my inner child heard those words over and over again. I was given a rare gift. It's called life. I was born with a very rare condition at birth. I survived against the odds when doctors were ready to give up on me. My parents refused to surrender. They took me home from the hospital, carried me with unwavering love, and did everything in traditional and holistic way, believing that I will survive, will live life when the odds said otherwise. I know that God had a different plan for me. I was extremely lucky. Instead of one mother, I had two. One who gave me life and one who shaped my life. My birth mother, who loved me before I achieved anything, who loved me when I failed, who loved me simply because I existed. And my coach mother, who saw strength in me when I felt weak, who pushed me, protected me, believed in me, who taught me discipline with care and excellence with love. Between them, I learned something priceless. Unconditional love builds unbreakable humans. They didn't just say, "You can win." They said simply, "You're loved." Every day, on good days, on hard days, on days I cry and I wanted to quit. And trust me, I gave them plenty of those days. I cried, I doubted, I asked why too many times. Sometimes I was dramatic, but love stayed. And that's emotional intelligence. Here is something I want parents, coaches, teachers, professors, and leaders to hear. Skills create performance, but love creates resilience. Pressure may create results for a moment, but care creates confidence for a lifetime. I didn't succeed because I wasn't afraid. I succeeded because I felt safe enough to be afraid and still keep going. That safety came from love. 3 positive points, heart exercise that I wanted to do with you. Let's do something together. Everyone, please place your hand on your heart, right or left, it really doesn't matter. Close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath. Hold in. And slowly and gently release. Now think of one person who loved you when you didn't earn it. Someone who stayed. Someone who cared. Now silently name 3 positive things their love gave you. Maybe it's strength. Maybe it's confidence. Maybe it's hope. If that person's still alive, promise yourself you will tell them, "I love you." If they're no longer here, know this: their love is still alive inside you. It shapes who you are becoming or who you already become today. As I stand here today, I realize something profound. All the love they poured into me, all the care, all the belief, I am now responsible for passing it forward. This moment is my gold medal moment. Not the medal around my neck, but the love I now carry in my heart. So if you're a parent, love proudly. If you're a coach, lead with care. If you're a child, you are enough. If you're healing, you are not broken. And if your inner child is listening right now, please hear this. You are loved. You always were. You always will be. If you have ever been loved, if you have ever loved deeply, if you're grateful for those who cared you, please stand. Now give yourself a round of applause and for love that you received from your husband, wife, family, grandparents, friends, kids, fathers, mothers, for resilience, for every unseen gold medal moment. The power is in you.
Thank you, Tatiana. If you can join me in welcoming to the stage our Excellence, Service, and Leadership Award nominees. They are Karen Nickel, Preston Pfeiffer, Linda Smart Brown, Dasha Murray, and Anthony Gutsu. Tonight, we proudly recognize your outstanding achievement and the impact you continue to make. Congratulations.
Can I have Taylor Nabosny come to the stage as well and receive your award?
Thank you, everybody, for coming. I couldn't be more proud of my wife. Such an amazing person. All right, so I'm here to do this closing. Thank you for joining us today at the Tatiana Gutsu Foundation Empowerment Zone second annual RED Gala. We hope our speakers have motivated you to pursue your dreams with renewed vigor, reminded you of the inherent strength and the potential you and have given you the courage to step into the power and create the life and success you deserve and desire.
Tonight, we've heard from incredible women and powerful voices, titans of the industry and champions of the arenas. They've shared their dreams, journey, achievements, and their triumph. They have reminded us that success isn't a straight line, but a testament to resilience and unwavering belief in yourself. From schools to the universities, to the boardrooms, to worlds and Olympic podiums and global stages. A healthy journey they've shown us that with passion, perseverance, and a powerful vision, anything is possible. As we leave here tonight, let's carry their inspiration with us. Let's dare to expand our dreams, to break barriers, and to encourage and support each other along the way. The world is waiting for your unique brilliance. Now let's go out there and change the world together. The power is in you.